Well, all right. We are back. And today we're going to be talking about concealed carry license and how I got my permit. Now, I'm going to assume that most of you watching this do not have a concealed carry license, but if you do, and you're still watching this, honestly, I'm impressed and I really appreciate it. There'll be a funny story in here from me getting my license, as well as I can almost guarantee that there'll be a joke or two that comes out because I never plan for them. I don't have any script or anything. I just kind of wing it, but they always manage to find their way in somehow. So I'm going to try and break up the monotony of the information, but it's obviously a somewhat serious topic. Well, not somewhat. It is a serious topic, but I'm going to try and lighten it up a little bit with some my funny story and stuff. But let's go forward, and this is the process for how I got mine in Michigan. Now, your process may be entirely different. Cannot stress this enough. This is for me, what I had to do in Michigan. I cannot speak for the rest of the states. So, what I had to do first and foremost was make sure you are eligible to have a concealed carry license, and it's very similar to just making sure you're eligible to even own a gun in the first place. So you can definitely find all of that information out online as to what all those are. I will not list all of the things, but if you've been in some serious legal trouble, then you might not be able to even own a firearm, which in that case, you would not be able to get a concealed carry license as well. But after that, you had to find an accredited place. Now, I went to my local range because I thought it was the easiest, and most of the time ranges either A, do the classes themselves, or B, they at least at the very minimum know where you can go to get a concealed carry license. There's no way they don't. If you don't have a local range by you, then possibly call your local police department or check online. I don't know if there's any scams or anything weird with online. So obviously, if it's like something you found on Craigslist, Billy Bob's Basement, $50 special, I don't know that I would go do that. And just if it seems too good to be true, or it seems like it's like a really, just do your research. Like, obviously use some common sense with that if you can, because I don't know if there's any weird stuff going on with that. But if you ask your range or your police department, they're not going to steer you wrong, more than likely, and hopefully will give you a great suggestion by you. So my class consisted of being 1 day long. It was a full day. The first portion of the class was talking about where you can and cannot have a concealed carry, also the laws in your state in terms of self-defense, home defense, etc. And those all vary wildly, so I'm not going to say what they are in my state because I don't need anyone to be like, well, I saw Kat's channel and she said it was all right. Like, no, I did not. So, and also the states vary so much. I mean, in some states you can protect your property, obviously you have to be in a threatening situation, but you can protect your property and they will back you, where other states you basically need to be dead before you can shoot back. So I don't know how that works, but there are some states like that, and I'm sure if you live in one of them, you're going to be raising your hand like, yeah, that's me. So it does vary wildly even throughout the country. That's not a nationwide thing. And once you find your place, you go to your class. After completion of the class, you will get a certificate. Now, I will say my class did have, the second portion of it had an actual shooting at the range time there. That was part of it. And they had an instructor that would teach you how to grip, how to shoot. There were some people in the class that was the first time that ever picked up a firearm. And I highly suggest try and get a class, if you are unfamiliar, try and get a class that has the most training also built into it if you can, something like that at a range where I did, because it's so much better to not just talk about the process, but to actually do it. And it always blows my mind the amount of people that go and just buy a firearm. Like, they just buy it. They don't even know how to use it. Like, that, it blows my mind, honestly. I do not get that. I honestly, in a perfect world, think that it should be a prerequisite for you to know how to shoot a firearm before you're allowed to own one. But I don't make the rules. I don't make the laws. I just have to follow them. So, but logically speaking, if you're going to buy a firearm, it's not a toy. It's a very serious thing. At least know how to use it. Otherwise, why are you even bothering to buy one? That's my little rant on there. And then you're going to take your certificate to the county clerk's office. This is what I had to do. And it was $100 there for my paperwork approximately. And I had to bring 3 items. I had to bring my driver's license, I had to bring my certificate of completion, and I had to bring my application for the state. Now that in my state, I could print off online and pre-fill out prior to going there, except for you can't sign the bottom because they needed to witness it and it stated it right on there. But if you're like me and you do all of that and then you forget it on your kitchen counter, then you're going to have to go ahead and just grab one there and redo it all. So they'll have them there. That's my point, if you can't print it out online. After you get that, you need to get fingerprinted. Now, this is where my funny story is going to come in a little bit, but so fingerprinting, you need to make sure you go to where they recommend you go fingerprint. I've heard that there are other places where you can go get fingerprinted done, and if they don't do it correctly the way it needs to be done for the concealed carry license, it's just going to get thrown out. You're never going to get anything back, and you just wasted all of that. So go to wherever they say. I had to go to my local police department because they did it for in residence only, but sometimes they use a third party if your police department does not do it, or it could be totally different in your state. I don't know, but that's what I had to do. And I don't know when's the last time you guys got arrested, but I've never been. And they don't even use the black little pads anymore, like you see with the ink and like on the movies and on TV. Like, they don't even do that. It was digital. So I was like, thought that was really cool. You just lay each finger on there one by one. And there can sometimes be little issues with that, glitches, if you will. Like in the middle of it, it prompted the lady to please give an explanation as to why I was an amputee. And I'm not. Like, I actually have all of my fingers, but we were arguing with it. Like, it was saying I was missing a finger. I don't know why. She had to drop kick, reset, restart, kung fu thing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what she did, honestly, so I'm just being silly. But she'd had to do some stuff and completely push a lot of buttons. And she made it give me all of my fingers back after some arguing, and it did. So once I got all my fingers back and they then believed me that it wasn't an amputee, they were sent off. And that's all you have to do for that. That was $15 for me to get my fingerprint. And then you just wait. Now, you do have to keep all your paperwork with you, because in my state, at least, after 45 days, if the card, concealed carry card, has not been sent to you, then you can use that packet as your temporary concealed carry until your card does arrive. Now, I don't know what happens if it doesn't arrive. So that's your own thing. I don't know what happens, but it's supposed to. So, and they do say, though, in the case that it doesn't, you can use your paperwork just until it does arrive. Now, with everything going on with COVID and stuff, it may be very extended times. I don't know. And now I'm not going to show my actual, my certificate and card, because it's got all my personal information on it to start, and I really don't need any stalkers right now. I'm kind of full. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding on that. I don't have stalkers, but honestly, I don't need any. And I mean, I don't mind if you guys are on my page, because I can't be choosy right now, and I appreciate the followers, but I would rather that be online and not by foot. So yeah, I think you can imagine what a piece of paper and a card look like, and they're probably vary by state anyways. So one thing that I will just say about the concealed carry license, that they probably, one of the things, other than when you can actually use it in self-defense, but one of the things they really stressed was just, even though there are 40 states that have reciprocity with my state, that I can take my concealed carry weapon into their state and they will honor my license. Not every state does. And if you go through a state and you get pulled over and you have a weapon on you when you are not supposed to have a weapon on you, it's a big no-no. Like, I don't know what happens. They just stressed that it was bad. I'm going to assume at the very minimum you get beat. I honestly don't understand even sometimes why I make the jokes that I do. Like, I'm just kidding. You're not going to get beat. It's actually probably going to be worse than you're going to wish you got beat, because you're going to be in a world of legal trouble. You're going to definitely need to lawyer up, and it's going to be a hot mess. So don't do that, because you, at the very minimum, are more than likely going to lose your concealed carry, as well as that's going to be the least of your issues. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So don't do that, and make sure that you are following all the rules when it comes to if you have extended mags or just other things that, again, may be legal in your state, may not be legal, and the last thing you want to do is get pulled over and be in violation of that. And obviously, if you are crossing through one of those states where your concealed carry license is not valid, then you will have to get out of your car and take your weapon off of you, or you have to unload it, separate the magazine and the firearm. You may have to put it in a locked box depending on what the state is, or throw it in your trunk, etc. You'll have to transport it as if you didn't have a concealed carry license. However they say that it needs to be done, that's how you'd have to do it. So that was my little hopefully informative video. If you have no idea where to start, that at least will give you some sort of idea. And, I encourage anybody who is even considering it and to at least look into it and see if that's something that you would like to do. And hopefully your process isn't much more difficult than obviously me speaking, or the process that I already went and gave you in the beginning of this video. So thanks so much. Have a great day, and I appreciate all of you. Hope to see you on the next one.